Miami fans, this is Canes All Access. I'm your host, Cameron Dobbs, and this episode today is all about football and track and field. And I gotta say, boy, is it great to be a Miami Hurricane. Canes football is undefeated right now, and we got Andy Borregales in studio with us to tell us all about it. Andy, how you doing?
Doing great.
Oh my goodness, you better be. Undefeated season so far. Tell me, how does that feel right now with the team?
It feels awesome. You know, coming into the season, you always want to just start the season off on a good note, obviously undefeated. And we're just great mindset right now as a team, so we're just moving the right way.
Moving the right way, and this week we got a bye week to readjust, reset a little bit. What does a bye week look like for you guys in training-wise?
In general, it's kind of just very similar schedule, maybe a little more rest, just to get our bodies back and get injured guys back on the field and everything. But all in all, it's kind of just same routine. It's always good to have a routine, so we kind of don't want to break that a little bit. So.
And though you don't want to break that routine, do you get to insert a little bit of fun in there somewhere? Do you personally get to do something maybe you're more passionate outside of football during this bye week? What are you able to do anything fun like that?
We do have a little more like just rest time.
Okay.
But it's mainly just we're kind of just focused on getting our bodies back. Rest, it's a big thing. And honestly, like for me, like I live like 20 minutes away. Grew up 20 minutes away. So I am like a big family guy, so I'll probably go back home, just be with my parents for a little bit and everything. So
that's awesome. Do you plan to do anything fun with your family, or is it mainly just hanging out and enjoying that quality time that you don't always get?
Kind of just hanging out, just because I'm usually always here, always in the building, and then if I'm not here, I'm at home just resting. And so like my parents come to every single game, try to go to every away game too. So I gotta appreciate them for that too. So.
And we're talking about having fun off the field, but you guys have a lot of fun on the field too. This is nothing to disregard there. So tell me, what's been your favorite moment so far this season on the field? Whether that's a specific play, a moment, maybe even a win overall. What are your thoughts?
It was definitely the Texas A&M win. That was a great. We just played great, like in general. But more of as like a personal favorite moment, it was probably the second field goal of Miami-Ohio game, because I was mic'd up that game, and I did like a little bow. I don't remember doing that, but it looked cool, so I was like, that's probably one of my favorite moments so far.
It did look really cool. I rewatched that mic'd up about a minute or two before you walked in here, and the little subtle little bow was a nice little touch at the end of that. That's awesome. And you guys have a lot of fun off the field as well. In fact, when you just came in and were talking to me, you said you were playing a little game of FIFA down there with the boys. So what's your favorite off the field moment so far this season?
Definitely the FIFA tournament we have going on. We're in season 2 of the FIFA tournament. It gets a little heated. We butt heads a lot, but in the end, it's just fun. And you get to talk trash a little bit, kind of just step away from the whole just getting better, just focusing on football, and kind of just having fun while still being in a safe environment and just being together, having quality time and just bonding. But yeah, like that FIFA tournament, it's serious. It's serious.
You got to tell me, who's winning right now?
Right now, we're doing like group stages.
Okay.
So it's like you got to play everyone, and then we'll see who's in first, second, seed and stuff. But last season, I did get to the finals, and then I unfortunately lost, but that's okay. Coming back for it this
Comeback season. Here we go. Come on. Messi's in Miami. We've got football, eat football. So exciting with you guys. That's awesome. So much fun. We love to see it. Now you're undefeated. You're feeling great. You're looking good. And you're heading into ACC play. So what is the mentality for you? Does that change at all going into ACC? Is there higher stakes? What are your thoughts there?
Mentality doesn't really change. It's kind of just you come in like if you haven't even played a game, that's the way I think of it. Like every game is just a new season in a way. You're going in just try to get your first win, aka just being like 1-0, and kind of just going through it as if it was just any other game. Obviously, it's not really any other game because you're playing good teams and good opponents and stuff like that. But in the end, you're still playing the same game. Like all you have to do is just do your job and that's pretty much it.
You guys return to the field in a couple weeks here for your first ACC matchup, and again, just after this bye week, you get to play again. What is your words of wisdom, piece of advice, challenge to your South Florida fans on why they should be at that football game?
I mean, just look at Texas A&M game. The energy was just different, and it helped us. Just having everybody there is just an advantage. So.
And last question here. So often everyone is quick to make a statement or have an opinion, or maybe it's even saying the U is back. Who knows what it might be? But in any situation, people are quick to judge and say something. So on your end, from a player inside the scene, what statement do you have to make about your team, about your football players?
We're just striving to get better every week. That's what Chris Ball has kind of just been engraving in our minds, just improving in whatever aspect, mentally, physically, emotionally too, just improving and getting better every single week. So by the end of the season, you're better than where you were in the beginning.
Amazing. Well, rest up, play some more FIFA, enjoy your bye week, and we're excited to see you guys back on the field. Thanks again for coming on to Canes All Access.
Thank you for having me.
And Cane fans, coming up next, she's a runner, she's a track star, she is Daphnee Lavassas. She's coming on to join the show to talk about all things the Hurricanes record holder herself. Stay tuned. Daphnee Lavassas, welcome to Canes All Access.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Of course. We're so excited to have you on. And let's go ahead and get right into it. Break down your career so far with the Canes. How does it feel to be a record holder at the U?
Well, it feels great, but ever since I stepped foot here, I decided that I want to leave a legacy for not only the people who will be right after me that will stay athletically, academically, and my extracurricular activities. So that's for sure something I set my mind to do as soon as I came here. I didn't know what it was going to look like exactly, but with the experience I kept getting and the people I kept meeting and the good and the bad times, ups and lows, it for sure looks like it paid off. So it's going well and it feels great.
Most definitely paid off so far. And it's, you got junior season coming up here. What are your hopes for this season?
My goal is always to improve, be better than myself in anything I do. So each season I keep seeing that I keep improving and doing better. It's always a little bit, but I'll take that over anything else. And it's also important to have consistency in your training and everything you're doing. So I feel like I have achieved that so far. So the key is consistency, and then after that you can add your little tweaks to getting better and getting to that next level.
And from a training perspective, how different is cross country than track?
So as a distance athlete, you have your cross-country season, which is fall, and then spring you have your indoor season for track and then your outdoor season. And for me, over the summer, I have also my international season. So I'm in it all year as a distance athlete. Definitely takes up my whole life, but it does not feel like a sacrifice because I love doing it and I love seeing my progress and inspiring people along the way. And cross country, the difference is you run basically in the woods or in a very grassy area, so with a lot bigger spikes. So that's very different. You don't just go for endless rounds and laps on the track, because on the track I'll run the longer events, obviously. So the 1500, the mile, the 3K, the 5K, the 10K. So that's a lot of laps every time. But then cross country, it's interesting because you can't really compare each course. They're just all hard and you have different surfaces. What I really like about it is that you're in nature. So that's what's really different from it. And you have different loops and each course is different. It's not a track. So that's really the beauty of it.
You mentioned your international season in the summer. So was the U23 European Championships this summer, was that a little glimpse of your future? Do you want to go pro after your college career?
after each international experience I get to have, I feel like I've grown a lot, because it's very unique to be part of a national team. It's not something that everyone has the opportunity to be a part of in their life. So it's definitely something unique and something I take into account in my daily life, not only training-wise, but also from being a more well-rounded person. I take that experience and I apply the discipline that I apply in anything I do from track. It translates to my academics or other things, extracurricular activities I'll do in life. So definitely later on I would like to attempt to remain in the world stage and at a high level, because I'm not there yet, but slowly but surely. But for sure it would not be the only thing that I would not just be a professional athlete. Obviously my academics matter a lot, and I do envision a political career for myself, and I will use athletics probably as part of my platform.
And you're already doing that now. You talked about the extracurriculars already. I mean, you have quite the resume, and you embody more than an athlete, more than just about anyone here in Miami. And I mean, the list goes on and on. Hurricane Honors honoree. You have Celebration of Women's Athletics Award recipient. You're the second year in a row elected as a student athlete senator. Former Canes football player Zach McLeod even commented before and said that we're just going to have to rename the school after you, Daphne. I mean, it's gotten to that point, and it's so true. So tell me, why do you put in this extra effort for these extracurriculars?
It's really what you just said. It's important to realize, to be the best athlete you can be. I realized after you reach a certain point, if you want to reach that next level, get to the highest point where you can get, you really have to understand that it's not just about waking up, eating, practice, sleep, waking up, eating. It's embodying what you just said, being more than an athlete, because athletics does give you a very solid base of kind of how to behave in a professional environment, in the sense of, for example, being on time, being very disciplined, working hard, having a hard work ethic, and the list goes on. So for me, I would not feel complete if I would just think of athletics all the time. It's unhealthy. You have to do things that are outside of that as well to make you a more well-rounded person and a good person and a great person. So that's what I am trying to do. So I find it very important to also be very good at my running, my training, and serious about it and professional about it. Then, of course, my academia is very important. That's also part of my heritage, my Greek heritage. It's very important to embody a sound mind and a sound body. So it's the Greek phrase, I'm going to say it in Greek, nous υγιή and somati υγιή. So basically it means, a healthy mind and a healthy body. And I've also realized, okay, academia, athletics, that's great. Now, what else is there? So for the student athlete senator position, like you said, for me it fits perfectly because of my aspirations later on, but you don't have to want a political career to want to help someone or to want to be able to influence and have an impact on a program that's more than just my races. It could be about helping ameliorate something around campus, not just in your athletic life, but also there, but in the school generally. So that really is very fulfilling, and it makes me happy. So it's a little selfish in a sense. I do things for others to make myself happy.
Now, Daphne, another thing that you do outside of your sport is you love to sing for fun.
Yes.
So we're going to do a fun little thing. You ready to play some Finish the Lyric?
I'm stressed about this.
You already had your exam this week. I promise you it won't be as hard as that. I'm going to pull up my phone here.
This better be the song I think it is.
I think it's the song you think it is.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm excited.
This is your song, girl.
This is my song.
It's giving student athlete talent show. You placed for this. You got this. You're feeling it.
Oh, I'm never gonna dance again. Wait, I know this.
Yes.
I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm.
You got it.
Though it's easy to pretend, I know you're not a fool.
Girl, I know you could rip this whole entire song right now.
This is the
Careless
only
Whisper.
song. This is the only song.
That is your song
That I
through
can
and
do.
through. I love it, Daphne. Thanks for playing Finish the Lyric,
Thank
and thanks
you.
for hopping on to Canes All Access
Thank
today.
you. It's an honor. It's a pleasure.
I had a lot of fun. And Miami fans, thanks for tuning in as well. Till next time, as always, this is Canes All Access. I'm your host, Cameron Dobbs. Go Canes.